Okay.
That is bizarre.
Can you hear or see us now after you've waited a few seconds for delay?
Fingers crossed.
Let's take a look.
And
Uh,
I'm not seeing anything yet, but I'm
I know it
holding
takes
my
a
breath.
moment. It takes a moment. It takes a
Oh,
moment.
started streaming. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay. So, uh, I'm sorry that we had to punish you, but I mean, you know what you did. All of you that are watching, you know what you did. You know what you did. So hopefully you feel properly punished now, and we can get back to doing our thing. And you'll never do that again.
Exactly. Next time it may be more than 9 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
Live stream, right?
Mm-hmm. Yesterday, the World Science Fiction Convention, right? It's going to be at the end of this month, but it was obviously canceled, or at least in person was. So they moved the whole thing online, and we had an orientation for using Zoom to participate in events. It did not go well.
Exciting.
It did not go well, and it did not go well for me specifically. Like, I don't know what my internet decided, but it was like, no, of all the things that you want to be doing right now, this is the only thing we don't want you to do. It was a mess.
I gotta say though, Zoom is, yeah, sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm. In this case, though, for those that are familiar with YouTube or YouTube streaming, our streaming key changed, and so it felt like our OBS thought we were live streaming, but we were live streaming to nothing.
To the vast emptiness.
Yep. Ah.
I do want to say, Jasmine, I have no idea how we would say I have torn my meniscus in a gala, and we may never actually be able to say that. However, we have discussed menisci on our podcast, and I am
Yeah.
so terribly sorry to hear that you actually tore yours last week.
Oh, that
That
sucks.
is awful.
Oh.
So I hope you get better. Maybe we could figure out how to send good wishes or healing wishes in a gala.
Yeah, you don't want to.
We'll
You don't
send
want to
those
know
your
how to
way.
say I tore my meniscus. You want to know how to say my meniscus is getting better.
Yes, yes. Let's focus on that. Oh my goodness.
So we're going to betray my utter lack of knowledge about anatomy. Do rabbits have menisci? Is this something that all mammals have? I don't know. I don't even know what the
I
heck it
mean,
is.
I feel like with the joints, you would have something like that, but I honestly, I mean, I also don't know enough about
Yeah.
anatomy, and especially not enough about rabbit anatomy.
No.
Like, I was actually blown away when someone shared a picture of a rabbit's foot and there's no actual paw pads, and I was like,
Yeah. Rabatomy, I think it's called.
what?
Um,
Yes.
Yeah, the funny thing is, being an avid sports fan, I know a lot of the names of ligaments and so forth. And I know, based on the type of injury, how long a player will be out depending on the sport. But I still don't know where those things are in the body or what they do. Uh,
Just that they're important.
yep.
Okay.
All right.
Also, Agma Schwab,
They do.
congratulations on defending your thesis. Super exciting that it was about a Conley. So, yay!
Yeah. Oh, Agma.
And, okay, do you have anything else you want to do before and rabbits do indeed have menisci. It has now been verified several times in the comments.
Yes.
But do you have anything you want to add before I get to the very exciting poll?
Oh, yeah. I want to add Happy Thursday, Jesse. You did it. You did it.
Oh, and I so want to start singing a song that is most likely heavily copyrighted. If any of you have spent a lot of time watching Dora the Explorer, you know exactly what song just played in my head.
Oh boy. Okay, I just got an anime pitch. I'm going to throw this out there because I think it'll get out there and I'll eventually see it. But this is one where all of the combatants are lawyers. They're specifically copyright lawyers. And so, they say, you cannot defeat my triple copyright. And then you say, oh ho. And then, they have some super way to get around the triple copyright, and so it's just all of these crazy layers of copyrights and copyright battles, and that's the anime.
Wow. Yeah, that actually sounds slightly terrifying to me because I think it's one of my biggest fears is that I somehow infringe on copyright accidentally in life and have to deal with just the paperwork and the legal battle. That sounds awful.
Yeah, and it's going to be called, it's going to be called like, Right Protect X Red Cycle. I think that's the name.
That actually
Yeah.
sounds perfect.
All right, cool. Poll.
Okay. Oh, and also Dark Horse just asked if Angala is going to have days of the week. That's a great question. We haven't talked about time.
Oh yeah, we're
whether
far.
There's going to be weeks. That's in
we're
the
far
future.
from that. Yeah, far from that.
Right now, we are going to find out what our unanalyzable WH root is for Angala. And I have to say, this was the most exciting poll to calculate to date, I think. I may be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think this is the closest vote we've had so far in terms of all of the options were well represented in all of the voting that happened. And so we actually had a 4-way tie between 4 of the 7 options, and so like that's how close everything was. With that being said, in last place was hosts, a 4-way tie between Epe, He, Povo, and Kiki. Those did not make it. And then our top 2, one vote difference between our top 2. With 9 votes, we had Shu.
No way, it didn't win.
10 votes, we had Fue.
Oh my goodness, Shu didn't win. Somebody dropped the other shoe.
It was so close. Like, I was adding it up, and it was the fact that it was only like 9 versus 10 votes for the top 2 spots should also tell you just how close some of them were, just because all the other ones, the votes were just spread out really evenly across the board. So it was just very exciting to see, because everything was well loved, great suggestions, and Fue took it.
Nice. Well, there we are. Wait, what have I been waiting so long for? Oh man.
Was it the shoe joke?
No. It probably was, but I like that. You should use, that as a glyph in your conscript, so everything is double copyrighted to you.
Oh.
By the way, the first time I applied to Blizzard, I applied to Blizzard 3 times and never even got an interview. The first time, I sent the materials and I wrote at the bottom of these, all materials like copywritten, like 1999 or whatever, David Peterson, because I thought that copyright was COPYWRITE, which, technically what I wrote was true. I did write that copy in that year.
How bizarre is it, though, that there's copyright and then there's copywriters who are not copyrighting things.
But what they write is copywritten.
Exactly.
Except that's not how you say that. Copyrighted. What they write is both copywritten and copyrighted.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I gotta take note of this. The copywritten and copyrighted. That is beautiful. I love English and all of its linguistic anomalies.
Okay, so this is the protoform, right? F-U schwa, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, because depending on how this works, things could get interesting. Let's see. I applied to Blizzard, I think, once as, saying that I should create languages for them. Maybe, did I do it twice? No, once saying I should create language for them, and twice as a writer for World of Warcraft. This was both before and after Game of Thrones. And this is also having many personal friends that work at Blizzard. Many, many. It's the new Disneyland in Southern California. Nothing. I also met a lot of the higher ups in World of Warcraft too at some event. I can't remember. Nothing. Anyway. Did you see What Would You Do for a Kopiko? What would you do for a Kopiko? It works right.
So Evan asks, how is it not fwo instead of fwe?
Let's take a look. That may indeed be wrong.
And I'm also so glad that in your discussion of Blizzard, you mentioned specifically World of Warcraft, because I had no idea what Blizzard was, and I was going to have to try to look it up, and I knew I was going to get snow, and I wouldn't know what else to look up with Blizzard to figure out what you were talking about.
I thought we had discussed this when we discussed my longtime username, Daedalus, and where it came from. That I created it for Diablo.
For the game, though, right? Like for a game, not
Diablo 2.
You didn't necessarily say.
Yeah, but Diablo 2 is Blizzard.
You expected me to know this?
Yeah. In fact, that was Blizzard North back when there was Blizzard North, the one that was in the Bay Area.
The only Blizzards I know are the ones that you couldn't drive in because, snow can be dangerous.
Do you guys have Dairy Queen over there?
In Texas?
Yeah.
The Dairy Queen state? Like, to be a town, you have to have a Dairy Queen?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then, do you know about those?
We're the Dairy Queen state.
And do you know about those blizzards?
Well, sure, but that's not the first thing I think of because I didn't grow up going to Dairy Queens. I did, however, grow up thinking about blizzards.
It's one of the few...
with snow.
It's one of the few franchises that's actually remained in Garden Grove. It used to be a Taco Bell way back when, and it became a Dairy Queen. It stuck around. And
they're
my
actually
friends
a
and
Texas company.
Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me. But my friends and I mean, with that name, give me a break. What a terrible name. But my friends and I, there were some kids going around the neighborhood, and they had a card, a discount card. Some of them were terrible. One of them was like $1 off if you spend $10 or more. It was like, wow, that's just terrible. But the Dairy Queen one was, if you go to the specific Dairy Queen, buy one Blizzard, get one free of equal or lesser value. Let me tell you, we took advantage of that. We put on some pounds. It was extraordinary.
I have to say also that I love that when McDonald's came out with a very similar product, they named it the McFlurry.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now, why it had to be named after another snowstorm, I don't know, but I find that very interesting. Also, when I was grew up small town Missouri, we did not have Dairy Queen because, that's an expensive thing to franchise in a small town where nobody knows those people. And so somebody opened up an ice cream place that was called Dairy Cream. So for the longest time, I didn't understand that there was a difference between Dairy Queen and Dairy Cream.
Nice. Okay.
They did not have blizzards, though.
No. So let's...
So fwe is correct.
Well, yes, but let's go ahead and revisit it. I want to go to the actual sound change. It's somewhere around here, but let me show you the rule as it's written. What this rule says is that schwa goes to O when you have a consonant or any number of intervening consonants, and the previous segment over here is either U or O or W. Now, the spirit of the rule, though, may suggest that it could be whoa, but I don't think that we actually have that sequence. I don't think it's an allowable sequence. We certainly don't have woo, right?
Right. I think we remember having a discussion about that.
Yeah, we do have ye. We have ye, and that was fine. I was going to accept that, but I don't think that we have whoa or woo. So let's see where that sound change is. I think this is too far down.
Oh, I could also be looking. I'm just staring at what you're doing, and I'm also right by.
Yeah.
Oh, number 20 goes to A
20?
for Annihilation Part 2. So no matter what, that would have killed it.
Well, yeah, but no,
But
that's
surely before that.
it's before that, yeah.
Well, it's also in number 12. The schwa goes to A because if it's minus back plus stress,
yeah, that's
it
when
would
it's
be plus front.
That's when it's that's when it's stressed. It's stressed.
Yeah, because it's the diphthong No, not the diphthong simplification. Where would?
But you know what? This should happen first. Prenasal raising. No, that's nasal codas. It's this one, hiatus resolution, isn't it?
Oh, Mike says number 13. Although that's the one that number 13.
Additionally, O will become A after a previous E and O after a previous U.
So that suggests whoa.
Yes.
But not
however,
if it's stressed.
However.
And it already had become an A.
Yes, so it was already stressed. So that takes care of that. But let's see what happens here.
And while you're typing that in, yes, I have been to a Buc-ee's. I had never been to one until I moved to Texas, and it's apparently a thing. Big gas station for people who are wondering, with lots of food and just merchandise. I don't know that David's been to a Buc-ee's.
No, I have been since I started, traveling. I've been to a lot of Midwest ice cream places, but no, that one I never happened to have heard of.
It's not ice cream. It's huge
custard
gas station rest stop chain that Texans are very proud of. I don't know that there's one between here and Houston, but next time you're visiting, if I'm able to get you to a Buc-ee's just so you can say you've been there and you can get a t-shirt that you can wear with pride with a giant beaver on it, then...
Oh, I do like beavers. They're my favorite animals.
Oh, well then, you have to go to Buc-ee's then.
Yeah. And by the way, yes, beavers are definitely going to be in this thing. I don't know why I didn't think of that first. Shoot.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Oh, they're my favorite animal. Why didn't I think of that? This is embarrassing. Oh, gosh. Anyway.
Is it because you wanted to iron out all the hiccups that were going to happen on the first language so that way the beaver language was like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, those little champions. TCBY is technically still around. Well, at least, I don't know. Last I checked, I mean, businesses are closing left and right now, so you never know. But, yeah, it's still around. So here's the big question for us right now. So have you seen the form that I put up in the sound change applier?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it like deux fois?
Yeah, or whatever. Basically, it's moving the stress off of the schwa.
Okay.
And it's not, it hasn't got a vowel here that makes it go, oh, hold on. But what would happen here? Same thing.
I'm waiting for the YouTube to catch up.
Sorry. Well, I put...
Oh, deux fois. Okay. And it's still deux voix.
Yeah, it's still becoming E. So there is something that really is built in that's preventing that from happening, and I don't know what it is. And the question is, once we figure out what it is, do we want to stick with that, or do we want to change it? So that instead of like the first one, instead of becoming, davwe, it'll become davwo. And this is going to be relevant because we are going to, as we're making these compound WH words, the modifier, the what part, that's going to come second. So, by the way, I don't know if that was, if you were aware of this for people that were doing the poll, but yeah, that's going to come second. And so it's not going to come out as foi most of the time. It's going to come out as voix with a V. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so let's try to track down where that happened. So let's start with that first form instead of the rounding one. Actually, no, maybe the rounding one makes more sense, doesn't it? Because we should know why it's getting blocked in that situation, when ordinarily, for example, if it were DUF schwa, that absolutely is coming out as O, duvo. So we need to figure out why that's happening. Um, by the way, I'm totally comfortable with this. You may be aware of the sound change that's called breaking, which is where certain vowels will become diphthongs. This is what happened from Latin to Spanish. And so a short E, when it was stressed in Latin, became yeah in Spanish. So instead of like, I guess, tene, which is what one might expect, it's tiene. On the other side, though, the short stressed o didn't become wo; it became we. So it's not dormo, it's the we, and it's not duormo, it's duermo. In Italian, though, it did actually become wo, and that's why you have uomo. Yes.
By the way, number 8, the U would have become a W at that point, and the schwa would have been maintained. And then in number 13, or not 13, but number 12, that stressed schwa would have become the eh.
Okay, but what about when it's not stressed?
When it's not stressed,
Yeah.
then it follows assimilation. Central vowels take on the back feature of an immediately preceding vowel. So if it's not stressed, then number 13 takes care of it.
Okay, so then the question is, why in the sound changes that we have here, why does D-U-F-U schwa, why doesn't that become duvo? Why does it become duvwe? And my stress, was wrong there. It should be duvwe. So in other words, it becomes duvwe. We're expecting it should become duvwo, but it doesn't.
Mike says the sound change applier rule has one of the consonants in the environment as mandatory. I'm not sure which one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's being referred to.
Yeah, it does. This one, but that's fine. A consonant is mandatory, and a consonant is there, F, and it allows for another one. It allows for another one, and that consonant is W. Oh, but has it become W yet? Has it become W yet? It might not have become W yet. Let's see.
Okay, so we are looking for when the U becomes a W versus which sound change?
Hold on, I want to try something. I'm just gonna put a vowel in there and see if it changes it. It doesn't. It doesn't. So if you put a vowel in there, it doesn't become duvo. So it's not that the W it's not that this isn't a consonant at that stage. It is a consonant at that stage.
I feel like something must be potentially incorrect because the number 13 specifically says you can have 2 or more consonants intervening and it would still take effect.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not sure.
And the U would have already been a W at this point, so it would have been.
Now, Mike, I'm not sure if you're being confused here. Remember, the protoform we're working with is this one, D-U-F-U schwa. So it's not this W that should be making that an O. It's this U that should be making it an O, but it's not. So that's what we're trying to figure out. I mean, you might think it was a specific consonant F, but here we have it working. So duvo, where it is an original F. So that's not the issue. W isn't a consonant. Oh, snap. W isn't a consonant, and neither is ya. The whole point of that, right, was for
right.
Well, unless unless I intended that for like a nasal coda or an S coda.
But we wouldn't want it always considered a consonant, though, right? Because it shows up
No,
as the
we
latter
don't.
half of a diphthong.
And this is how to fix it. Potentially. That's how to fix that. There it is, du voix. Okay, but now the question is, do we want that? Thank you, Evan.
Faster than I did.
That was the problem. That was the problem. It was that over here, so because we said C, right? W and Y aren't in there. And so, of course, it wasn't doing it. It was completely blocking it because it was an unidentified segment. So I added a optional glide here. That takes care of both nasal and S codas, as well as, blah, It takes care of the whole bit. Wouldn't it be cool? Okay, so this is like a far future where hopefully it hasn't become a totalitarian state. Wouldn't it be cool if I could just click on somebody's name and immediately they were like sent a Copico through a tube like in Brazil?
Oh, that would be amazing. Yes.
Oh, man. Logan, I'm not familiar enough with how the sound change applier works. So I don't know if that works, but also no, I don't think. Right? Because
I don't know. Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, that still works. But I wasn't aware that you could use the pipe bar like that. I certainly think du voix sounds better than tu voix, but I don't know if we should reject du voix out of hand. That's the problem.
Well, I also am concerned what are existing words, and I'm trying to scroll through to see where this might have come up, but if we for some reason say it's going to be du voix, is that going to affect any of the sound rules that we've already applied to existing roots? And that would be my bigger concern, is that we could decide to change that rule or make a tweak to that rule, but we have enough words that we would really need to make sure we didn't just do something crazy to our existing ones.
You know where we're going to get some help with this question? Go ahead and keep looking through the lexicon. I am going to go to our noun plural strategies.
Where surely we have a quo, right?
Yes, that's what I'm checking.
And so far, everything I'm seeing, I'm not seeing anything that would necessarily.
Yeah.
Just feel like I'm probably missing something.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Enable am objects prefix with a toe before words that begin with a consonant. A T prefix before words that begin with U. Or a, not an. How did we not catch that after all these years? A qua.
All these years.
It's been 10 years since March. Or a qua prefix before words that begin with another vowel. Do you know what that means?
That means an O, right? Would get quo.
It doesn't prevent quo. So, I hate to...
Did you just snap?
I'm not actually not... Well, look at that. I'm not great at snapping, so I try to... What I did was...
Did you really? I wasn't looking up. It sounded just like a snap. I'm staring at words. That was impressive.
Okay. So that means, at least based on what we've written, we have not disallowed quo for any reason, for any a priori reason. So we shouldn't disallow it here. Unless we want to change it here as well.
No, I mean, I'm happy with allowing it. On first look through, I don't think that we've come up against this. We do have nduska becoming unuko, so I obviously added stress in the wrong place, and I get that, but I'm trying to stress that schwa to o after consonant. Um, but I mean, it would all, I guess, depend on how we're defining glide at that point. I don't know.
I mean, it's.
I like what we have. I think we should stick with it, and I think du voix is absolutely fine. But that's my opinion. We don't have very many O words.
No.
We only have one. Apparently.
Ah, yes, Suomi. Oh, that's the argument I needed. We're definitely keeping it. Whose suggestion was Foi, by the way, in the poll, since they won it?
Just a second, I have to check. They may say it in the comments before I get the right one pulled up. What is Suomi though?
That's a word for Finland in Finnish.
Oh.
You ever wonder?
Nice.
You ever wonder why
It's
Finnish
Megan.
is Finnish? Oh, Megan, cool. Have you ever wondered why Finnish is Finnish, even though there's no F in the language? Megan, what do you think? This is after all your horse. You can saddle it if you wish.
Also, Megan, I think earlier I saw you comment that you are Texan born and raised but never been to a Buc-ee's, which now makes me wonder if that's an East Texas thing that Buc-ee's is so huge, because my students are all about Buc-ee's. So interesting.
Well,
anyway.
Texas is 3 times the size of the United States of America, so.
It's rather large. She says I'm okay.
All right.
Which I'm.
All right. Cool. Then Flo it is. No, it isn't. Oh, of course, du voix is impossible. There is no D in the proto-language. Sometimes when I need something, I just go with the consonant nearest at hand. And since I'm always thinking of me, I go with D.
Okay, but just to back up a second, this would only stress, and Logan, you're absolutely right, Alaska is way huger, and I like to remind people about that. Because it would be fue by itself, because the stress is what turns it into an e.
Yeah, so it's fue when it's just by itself.
But when it's going to be the second part of a compound, what we're saying is that it very well could be voix, because it would have been the brute. The ice cream truck is here again. It only comes on Thursdays, I swear. It may be voix. So that's essentially what we were trying to decide, right?
Yes, but this will help us make a couple decisions because, yes, that's what I thought. So, Megan, while we're moving back to the WH section, are you saying you like the F better than the V? Is that what you're saying? Okay, there's the WH section.
I think Megan's saying that would make some really amazing stuff in the language, and I believe that distinction between fue, if it's by itself in some way, shape, or form, but potentially a voix as a secondary.
Because.
Yes.
Okay.
Megan says
Good.
both F and V.
So this is what we want to do. We want to get if you want the full gamut, all right. So we have this by itself. And then we have
some. It's such a good word too.
And then we have some potential word like this, some potential word like this, some potential word like this, and then this, and then this, and then.
I'm very slowly watching the input lexicon catch up to the end. It's so exciting. It's like Christmas.
Because, all right, so we have the just regular F. We have F to V, and then F to V, and then O. And then we have NF to MH and E, and MH and O. And then don't forget that we have our S if we want to keep the F intervocalically. So
oh my gosh,
we can do lots of stuff with this. That's really, really good.
We need all of those strategies represented.
Yes.
All of them.
Okay, so what that does answer a very basic question though, which because the first question I had was, are we going to have this thing appear on its own or not? And I think we should. So that's going to be fue. And so I'm guessing let's just make that what?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
seems most basic.
yeah. Okay, so uh, we need a sentence.
I'm so excited. Um, wait, it would just be like, you eat what? Right? Like we could be like,
Yeah, so like, what are you eating?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
You don't like how I phrase you eat what?
Well, I mean, trying to do the basic ones here.
You
For English,
totally knew what.
what are you eating?
Yes, yes. That
Oh,
is
but that's the
exactly
Angala.
what I.
What am I doing? That's the Angala, not the English. What are you eating? Okay, so and we don't
Do
actually.
you want to do the? Do you want to do though? Just a second, as I'm getting down to the verb forms to remind myself.
Oh, do you want to
how
do the
we
past
want.
tense to make it simpler?
Yeah, past tense, and then
Or the perfect.
also
Or what have
if you
you
wanted
eaten?
to do it with, instead of having it just agree, actually say like, what did the rabbit eat? So that way you can see the placement of the what relative to the eater, the argument.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Because if it's
Oh!
second person, the verb inflects to show the second
Yes.
person. But if it's third person, then we have to like have the argument. So to
Yeah.
really show that WH word placement.
Okay, what did the rabbit eat?
And that came out so clearly the first time I said it.
So Calby.
So then, and then also we don't have to inflect anything. Calby, yes.
Sorry, and Calby fue anime. There we go. Calby fue anime. That's,
Oh, that's
what
lovely.
did the rabbit eat? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
And it sounds like fuen. Fuen?
Oh, Flint. Oh, that's so cute. My first thought was trying to figure out what word we had created that was fuen, and I'm like, wait, what? Took me a second to go.
By the way, I'm so glad that Bibleridian wasn't here when we had that whole sound change fiasco. Oh, goodness. I mean,
But it's, gonna be on YouTube, memorialized in a video.
oh, yeah, but when people rewatch the video, they'll, they'll already know all the awesome stuff we did later, and so it'll be fine.
Okay,
It's like
it's good.
it's like Bill and Ted's time traveling. So it's like,
Sure.
because we can do anything right now and it doesn't matter because the language that we created 5 years from now is going to be so amazing that this will just look charming.
Oh my god. Yes. I love that we can look charming. Also, Bibleridian was summoned and has appeared.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. He didn't see anything. He didn't see anything. He didn't see anything. All he's seen is our absolutely brilliant WH sentence here. I love it. I love it. Okay.
I do too.
Okay, so let's jump to where Dark Horse suggested we go next, which is let's see what kind of WH words we want. So let's just type some out. Who, when, where, why, with what, maybe, I don't know. I'm just typing them out. We're not necessarily going to have all of these. How. So wait, so is right. How, with what, how, and then what's the other how? By
Like,
what root?
in what manner?
Yes.
Well, by what route? In which manner?
In
There's
which
so
manner?
many ways we use how.
Which, let's throw that one in there, and then why as in for what reason, or also why for what person. Let's see what we got. How many? Yeah, thank you. Then
Did we do, wait, okay, and that would fall under the, like, how much, or to what degree? What about to what degree? Like, that would be a how too, wouldn't it? Well, for English.
Here. How much money? That's good for right now.
So many things we can question. Logan says, why from what cause?
It's kind of the same for this.
Like, for what reason?
Or, but here, let's just go ahead and throw in why because of what. Let's just throw that in. Anyway, we're just brainstorming right now. No, Dark Horse. It is too late for that. I am afraid. We decided to go another route. So. Okay, so with who, we have a split for rabbits, non-rabbit, sentients, and inanimates. Well, no, that's the split. Sorry, not inanimates. Every adjective out of WH form. By the way, I want to throw out a mention to Aman Yar by David Bell. He had a really cool idea for, I mean, it's very schematic, but it was a cool idea for adjective classes. And it's just a really neat idea. So I just want to throw that out there, take a look. Do we want to make the same distinction? And essentially, I mean, just use the same lexical material for who? Or do we just want to say, since after all you're asking about who,
Then you wouldn't
the only
know. I think that would depend if there's something like, do they feel so strongly about their rabbit culture that if, for instance, they know within their warren something happened and they want to know who did it, would they feel so strongly about rabbits that they would need a special which rabbit did it, versus they're out in the woods and they see something and they want to know which animal, and not knowing if it's a rabbit, would they feel that strongly?
Here, let me answer that question by not answering that question, because I had
That's the best way to answer.
I had a second idea, and I kind of like it, and I want to see if you like it. All right, so with our pronoun section, we had, oh, wait, where are they? It should be at the beginning of this, shouldn't it? Oh, this goes on for a time. Okay, so we had ja and me, yeah? Okay, so it could be that me is what's used to make the WH word. That's basic. The other one is indeed used for non-rabbits, but it can have a secondary function where it's kind of like, I don't know what the right word is, emphatic or, dramatic, I guess. So it'd be like, who did this versus who on earth did this?
Nice. I also feel like let's say our rabbits are out for a stroll in the forest, and they see that a tree has been destroyed, not by lightning, not by nature, but
yes.
Like something has destroyed a tree, and they know that no rabbit ever would do it, so they wouldn't even want to deign to say who with a rabbit-ish thing involved, and they would say Javlo or something like that.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, I do like that though. Also, the who on earth, like, no rabbit is this crazy.
Yeah.
Who did this?
Okay, cool. So then let's go back to
Jasmine calls it spicy.
Spicy who? Spicy versus non-spicy. Oh, so I guess the regular one is extra crispy who? Anyway, so we need to go back to the lexical sources. Obviously, we know with lexical sources for rabbit, but I don't remember ja at all. I don't remember what that came from. Do you?
I'm gonna look it up. And Hope, did we? Surely we put it in the dictionary. No.
Was it possum?
You know what? Maybe it was.
But we didn't.
Genza is possum. Oh, Evan does say it's possum.
Yeah, thank you. We didn't put the pronouns in the dictionary.
Why would we?
This is how you forget etymologies.
I just looked.
Oh, how embarrassing. The problem is I've had a lot of just the past couple of weeks. I've had a lot of other work to do, and so I haven't been able to work on this reference grammar in the off times because Mike sent us this huge list of words that we've created that are not yet in the dictionary, and we just need to go through it and enter them. Mm-hmm. But I haven't had time. But absolutely, the pronouns are a part of that. Okay, so I think it is. So the protoform is let's do these so that we can make sure that we get them right.
Was that actually that was sent to the messages on Patreon, right?
No, Mike's it was an list. Email, and I also put it in our Dropbox.
Wrong one. That's where I remember seeing it.
Was this the what was the etymological what was the thing for rabbit? Was it mbay?
Yeah, it's a prenasalized B.
But no, what's the vowel?
I thought it was
A?
Schwa I.
Okay, then that's probably right.
But let me double check.
Let's see. Yes.
Yeah, it is Schwa I.
Okay, and is this the correct form for possum, or is there another N in there?
Let's see. Genza is Z-I-A-N, prenasalized Z-A.
Got it. Okay. So, I mean, this is probably going to become pretty obviously mevwe. I'm sorry, mevwe. Mevwe. Right.
Okay.
So, mevwe. And then this, what I want this to become is Jemhe, right? That's what I want it to become. Let's see if we can get away with it. First.
Okay, excellent. And Mike, this week, I'm going to be on that also for just a shout out to Mike in general. Mike has been providing timestamps for past episodes, so that way when I have my compilations complete, not only will our descriptions be more descriptive for our YouTube videos for searching where we talked about what, but there'll also be descriptions of timestamps so that way you can more quickly locate particular information on some of the episodes. And so that is super exciting and superhero Mike.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so what I want to have is I want to have a little bit of extra. Yeah, Jinsubway. I want more to happen here.
So I can't see the output.
Don't worry about that output. Forget it doesn't exist.
Yeah, you're not happy with it, so
yeah.
I just figured it doesn't matter. I just want you to know that I'm not commenting for that reason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mike would definitely, we'd press the Kopiko button for him. But you know what the next best thing is to giving somebody else a Kopiko?
Is actually enjoying one ourselves.
Oh my, yes.
I'm trying to decide, should I have mine now while I'm drinking lime bubbly water, or should I wait till I'm done with my bubbly water so that way there's not potentially a cross-contamination of Kopiko and lime?
Kopiko, better than lime bubbly water.
But the question is, do you finish what is clearly already started and needing to be finished.
I would wait. I would wait. You don't wanna ruin that
I don't want to ruin it. Yeah.
Kopiko.
Yeah, Mateus, you're right. That does sound like a bad combo. So
Mm, mm,
I'll enjoy my Kopiko later,
oh,
which may or may not make David enjoy another Kopiko. We'll see what
Oh
happens.
gosh, love it. So, okay. Okay. I hope it went well, Megan. I hope it went well. Let's see. Sublime. So
I agree, Evan.
So this is what I want. I want Jemhe because I mean, there's no guarantee that we can get other fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, how much? I mean, really. I mean, let's get down to brass tacks. The real question is, how much flack am I going to get from Bibloridian if we do this?
Well, let's see if that
I
invoked
mean,
the presence and thus the commenting.
it's going to be. I mean, because ultimately, I'm going to have to defend this when I'm put on conlang trial, because I'm the one that's pushing for it. You'll just be an accomplice, right?
I'll be an aider and abettor.
You will get off with a lighter sentence because you will turn me in. In fact, you'll probably get off scot-free. You know, you'll plea deal to say that. Yep, it was David that did this one.
I'm obviously gonna take a plea deal.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, did you see what I did here? And so obviously the full form would be imevwe, but I just dropped the I since, you know, this thing was going to enjoy a lot of use.
And since that is typically, it's not stressed, so yeah.
Ooh, conlang trial. That actually would be fun if it were done in the right spirit.
That would be cool. Also, Super Haze Fun said exactly what I said. I was just following orders. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Well, as we've seen, since he hasn't said anything, it's now on him. It's now on him. See, because you're gonna plea deal for you and throw me under the bus, and then now I've got a plea deal. I'm just gonna throw him under the bus. He didn't say no, so there it is.
So you actually offered, and even you know.
Yeah, he's in charge here
for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. If it, like I said, Mateus, if it were done in the right spirit, it could be fun. But you know, otherwise, it would be just terrible.
Really.
Anyway, so who? So we got who? Rabbit. Uh-oh.
That was weird. I just got a weird yellow bubble. Did you disappear from the document for a second?
Uh-oh.
No. Okay. No?
No. Okay.
You're back.
Whew.
Whatever happened, you're back. I just got scared because I was like, no, there are no more technological issues that can happen.
Okay. So, who, Rabbit. So I often run into this problem where I try to change what I've written because it would put too many tabs.
I laugh all I want, but I'm guilty of the same thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can try that defense, Bibloridian, when you're put on the stand and see how it works. I was too busy. Oh. It'd be funny, though, if he was actually live streaming right at this moment.
Coming back over to comment and back away. But
other conlangers, awesome. Jerry of your peers. All right, so I'll just put, I guess, who are for Rabbit? Oh, it's going to try to turn that into registered trademark.
Uh-oh.
Rabbit. Mm-hmm. It could be Rabbit or Ribbit. Wait, I know what to do. Bun.
R-A. Oh my god.
There we go.
Immediately I go to Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh! I'm sorry, I really like that, but this is obviously what we should do. Just put it right here. That's what these are for. They're only there if we need them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was just going to ask you what test was.
Mm-hmm.
There. Also, Evan asked in a Conlang trial who the jury is. And I'm thinking in the sense of anime, let's just be anime. The speakers of your language come to life and they are like, why did you do this to us? And then they end up liking certain features that you know, whatever. It's your speakers. Your speakers.
Evan is asking a question that seems alien to me.
Oh, the Javo.
What was that? What?
I mean, I just made that up without knowing the root of Ja. So that was literally me just knowing that fue, like earlier in the episode, if you heard me say Jabwo, I didn't know what the root
Oh
of
no no
Ja
no no no
was,
no
so
no!
I just
I'm
put
so
the two together.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Evan. This table's not legit. This is just filled with other stuff. So this is all right. These are actually Angala words up here, but these aren't. This is from Veda, language I created for Arena of Valor, because we haven't done this yet. We haven't done that. So, but thanks for asking though, because it is always good to check. Okay, so rather than let's maybe who saw the rabbit?
Oh, I was going to be super basic. Who's eating the grass? Or who ate the grass?
Sure.
But you can also say who saw the rabbit.
No, that's better. That's better. Who ate the grass? Kaubi, Edulu, and then Mevwe. That's good.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
And then,
except we need a marker, right? Or do we not? Do we need an N? Edulu en Mevwe?
Yup. You bet we do.
Well, it'd be a reduced form.
Yes. Thank you. And then this one will be Jinhe. Non-rabbit. Okay. Good. So, we've done...
Do we want to put there in the parentheses something about also emphatic, like who in the world, like maybe as another translation, just to remind ourselves that we actually wanted a sort of emphasis?
By the way, of course, they're not... Well, no, actually, they are on Earth, but whatever. This is just English, so that's what... But, yeah. Okay, good.
Okay,
yes, because now we'll remember. Now we'll remember. Good.
Cool. Okay, so we got who and what done.
Yay. Dark Horse, we are definitely not there yet. No, we could. No, we could do. I'm sorry. Yeah, because we've done those type of relative clauses. We haven't done indefinite relatives. We'll get there someday. Okay, so this is good, and we've done 3 of our things so far. We have the nasal coda resulting in the MH, and we have the F, and we have the V. Let's see how many of these other boxes we can check off. So I think where is easy, right? Because we're just doing prepositions for...
Right.
Yeah, so where should be easy? We just need a word for place, and we can decide what that word is going to be unless
Didn't we have one for the adverbs, or am I making that up?
Mm-hmm.
Am I thinking of the wrong language?
You might be. You might be thinking of Menishe.
I think I am.
It's fine.
I'm trying to remember what our words for here and there were. get Mike's dictionary out.
I don't think that we have them.
Didn't we? Oh, wow. I am like so misremembering so much right now.
See? No, you're doing the same thing that I do. You're remembering the experience, but it was a different language.
Oh, that's always so bizarre.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. So yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. So we can just do where.
Memory is fascinating because, like, I want to argue and say, no, we've done it. I remember it, but clearly we haven't.
Okay.
Oh, memory.
Let's do a quick little search for a place.
Oh, yeah, I think there were 22 found when I was looking. Oh, 10. No, it was 22 of something else I was looking for.
Oh, we were going to do place of teeth for mouth. Oh, well. That was a nice idea. We'll save that for a different language. I mean, we have Warren, but it looks like we don't have a generic word for place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should use Warren for this. We have used whole previously for something. What did we use it for?
Wasn't it demonstratives? This and that? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Where did our demonstratives come from? Oh my goodness, I just need to remember to do search and find.
We had a whole thing on this. Like, we did this. It was...
Page 14 are the demonstratives. Now to figure out where they come from.
Oh my goodness, you were right, Jesse. No, you weren't remembering a different language. There they are. We just didn't define them.
Okay, thank you.
And we did use whole.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, if I were done with my lime bubbly, I would so open a Kopiko right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've earned it, definitely. But I think this is more stuff that needs to be in the dictionary because we're not finding it quickly enough.
Right.
Oh.
Right. And I'm actually checking because... yeah.
Like that idea.
Mike's is up to date. So I'm looking at his right now. Okay, so Mike's dictionary that he has sent us, which will be integrated, has the protoform. So I have his dictionary open if you need any protoforms.
Now, in this instance, we decided that these determiners were going to be like determiners. And that's why they are occurring first. Whereas our WH is going to be, I guess, more of a modifier, yeah? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, wa, let's see. I think this will check off one thing for us. Let's see. Really? Really?
Oh, I'm so excited to see this because it's surprising you.
Well, it's kind of the opposite of exciting. I thought that was going to change that. I guess it needs to immediately proceed. Yeah, I guess. Huh.
What were you expecting?
Well, I thought we'd get vo.
No, because it's an unstressed schwa, which immediately goes to an e.
No. But I thought that the first W of wa, which is whole, would change it to an O, but I guess it doesn't. It's only codas. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm not super enamored of this word. If we do it, I'll show you why. It will end up wabwe. That would be where? Wavwe.
Out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
would there be any shortening like avwe instead of wavwe if it's used often enough?
If we
Would
were
that initial wa drop off?
if we were going to do that, I would want to make it consistent across the language, um, so that we had this kind of, I don't know what you call that. It reminds me of synharmonic deletion, but that's an orthographic thing. This is I use this same thing from High Valyrian to Low Valyrian, where something like a High Valyrian word progress, where you have two R's kind of like that in a row, the unstressed one gets deleted. So progress eventually became probes, which eventually became, I think, I don't know how the sound changes work. I think it's pruvi, something like that. Anyway, so if we were going to do that, I want to make a rule about it. I'd rather just avoid it and say, this one isn't built off whole. It's built off some other word that we're going to make up right now.
Dark Horse is suggesting, what about Kadalin, meadow / place?
Oh, that's way too big. That's way too big. No, we need something small for these.
Bibluridian says that is a lovely sound change.
Oh, which one? The Valyrian one or this one?
I'm thinking Wavwe. Or Wavwe. It'd be Wavwe. It wouldn't be Wavwe. It'd be Wavwe.
No.
Oh my god, I kind of like that.
No, but it's not, because the glide comes beforehand. Remember?
Oh, you're right. So
it is Wavwe.
Wavwe. Oh, you're right. Man.
Oh, cool. Oh, thank you. I thought it worked out very well.
Oh, the Valerian one, not the Wavwe. Okay.
Well, feel free to use it, because we haven't yet got to the point where sound changes are copyrighted. They should be. Can you imagine, though? Like, imagine in natural languages where it's like, you cannot do intervocalic voicing. We did that, and then, like, the entire world is thrown into chaos, and they have to prove which one did it first.
I feel like that's a very American English sentiment.
I know.
We did it first, and then they would find out that horrifically they were like centuries and the millennia behind other languages, and they'd be like, man. Oh, now we have to give it up. Oh,
yeah. And after
I say they as if
after we went to The Hague, like, English was stuck, like, speaking Old English. It's like, well, legally this is what we have to do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Johan asks, what about using the preposition a, and then just our word for what, like to what, instead of where, or toward what, which would mean we would maybe potentially also need the opposite, like from what, and so then we would get something like avwe or afwe. So there was that question that was posited.
Yeah, if we did that, we'd have a million wheres. Or, I mean, 6. Right?
Right.
And,
but I like how a million went to 6.
Yeah. They would all be stressed finally, and so you'd end up with things like avwe. I mean, it sounds cool, but schematically, it seems like, I mean, it would be shorter. What we're talking about is essentially a distinction between something like, right, this becoming this times 6 versus it would actually be and then place coming like, and then so you would still need the prepositional phrase
whatever that is. Evan asked, well, didn't ask, but I'm gonna say this: do they use marks to mark their territory? Because if they do, they could use la je.
Yeah,
Lage, meaning a paw mark. But that's a good question just to think about, or paw print or footprint.
Well,
Lage.
let's think about it with examples. Because when you ask where, it's usually where did something happen, where does somebody live, where on the tree is it, you know, where in the warren is it. Well, what was our word for paw print?
Lage. Lazhe. And the protoform is
Lassenje.
LAS prenasal Z I schwa.
Oh boy.
Oh, you found it. I just read aloud to you what you were reading.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Logan says everyday rabbits use urine to mark their territory, but isn't sure what mutated loquent rabbits would do.
Probably continue to do it for a time. Let's just see what this entire monstrosity comes out as. You know what? Just to make life a little bit easier for me, just gonna have that do that, so I don't have to go hunting. Lashway. 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 Yeah, I can honestly see this doing something entirely different, which is this. Lashway. Well, if you want to go that route, puddle. You know, you could say what puddle.
That's actually kind of cute.
Let's.
I'm looking at all the other words that we have already done. I'm not sure that we have any other completed that would be good.
Do we have a noun for smell or no?
Only a verb. Let me double check that. But yeah, only a verb.
Like, but yeah, smell, scent. By the way, did we clear up?
That would actually be.
Yeah, would. Did we clear up what this meant?
A really good one.
Also, has anybody pointed out how similar the word for rabbit and smell is?
Did we talk about it by any chance?
I don't think we did. I don't think anybody noticed.
When we were creating it, we didn't.
No. But the first thing is we need to figure out, was this sniffing or was to give off an odor? And did we make a decision about that? And if we did,
I
what
believe
was it?
It was meant to be the sensory, like to actually smell something.
Okay.
I believe.
If anybody happens to remember that it was the other one, please let us know.
The way we have it listed, I'm looking for more examples.
Have we ever used it?
We talk about smell, but we include both versions of smell. And then we have to smell. Oh my gosh. No, we don't have it used in a sentence.
Have we
But
used?
we had obviously a whole discussion about the plant smells of something. The plant is smelly. And then below that, we have I smell the plant.
We do?
On page 30.
Okay, but we just have it in English.
Right. Like we don't have any examples actually in Ingala.
Okay, I hate to backtrack like this. What was our decision about the verb to see? How did we do that? We said the seer is the one that experiences it, and then we have a preposition. Probably should be the same thing for smell. We had like a whole thing about that. I almost want to say we had a poll about that. Where did we write that
down? I'm doing a full search of all the C's. 54 of them. Okay, wait. Did you see me is on page 23 in English. Surely we did something with that. Toward came from the verb to see. Then it's that whole discussion of seeing. Oh my God, no. But we did, right?
Yeah. Because that was the thing. We were like, the sole argument should be the one that is most affected. And the one that is most affected by seeing is the seer. And so that we were going to have a totally different way of marking that. Anyway, it seems like if that's the case, then we should do the same thing for smell, which is implications for what we're going to do next. We need an example. And I know that we did this.
Oh my goodness. What? What is Kai? Lucy? What are we doing here? Oh, so people are saying that it was actually meant to be sensory, but wanted it to also potentially be the intransitive form too. I think we have Kai on there. Oh. David, I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay, at the very bottom of page 29. Do you see Kayala, Kalimes, and Kailusi?
Yes.
Those were meant to be gather scent, gather sight, gather. So that's how you use it as a verb, meaning to smell something else. And so we didn't actually translate it, but at the top of page 30, that is the I smell a plant, like I'm doing smelling. That's how you would have to do it. You would have to say kalimes and then plant ergative I. Versus if the plant just smells, it would just be imes, plant.
Okay, now that is good. Unfortunately, we didn't do that with Lucy, did we?
We don't have any sentences with Lucy.
Huh.
We only have the toward, coming from that verb. And we said that we were going to zero derive the noun sight as Lucy. but I can't find an example of Lucy in the document in a sentence. Oh, we did actually fix that row in that one chart under nouns for nominal. Derivation. So is Lucy actually the nominal? And then it became sent. Oh, imes is sent, and then kalimes. Did we change our mind?
We might have.
That noun chart at the top of page 32. Oh yeah, you're there.
We might have.
That's the only time we actually have Lucy in the document with that stress mark on it. Is in that chart and in that other one that I already told you about.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to go back to the Patreon because I think that there was a decision made about that there, and I think that we'll be able to find it very easily. But we're just not going to do it right now. So, for the time being, though, we're going to say that I want to work with sent being a noun, and the word is emes, right?
Yes.
And something interesting will happen.
I feel like it has to.
Because this is what's going to happen. That's going to end up becoming... So we'll have mevwe and mefwe.
That's really funny. I kind of like it, though. Is that too crazy to have?
Oh, I didn't. Well, I forgot it here, but I didn't forget it over there. Because the S is what's keeping that an F. So we would have, yeah, mevwe and mefwe. I mean, theoretically, there's nothing wrong with it. We haven't gotten a single O yet. This is nuts. It is indeed a minimal pair for intervocalic F and V. Very strange place to have it, but...
So then, I guess that begs the question, what, just for me...
Mike is right.
What,
Go ahead. Sorry.
What form did you get to get the O in the sound change applier? Like, what should we be trying to finagle?
Well, we need something with an O or a U in it as its main vowel.
Okay.
Or something with a U. Or, like, ooh. We can have that too. Like, if the word for smell, instead of it being emes, if it was emos, like this E was an oo, then we'd get mofwo. But instead we got mevwe and mefwe.
It's kind of nice. Okay, so that means we maybe, if we want to engineer the O in there, we have to think of a root that we already have that has an O that makes sense for one or the other.
Well, we're going to have to do it quick because we're running out of WH words.
How are we running out? You listed like 20 options.
Well, we're not necessarily going to use all those. They might be compounds of other things, but I guess we're rolling with mefwe. Why not? Let's do it.
I mean, I'm okay with that, but...
Let's do it. Okay. Where did the rabbit eat the grass? So eat the grass, emit. And what is our general locative preposition? Is it a?
I think it's a.
Okay. Cabe dulunime a mefwe. Dale duro ni me a me fue. Yeah. 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 The world of Angala is post-terrestrial. If I understand that right. Does terrestrial mean humans are there, or does it mean Earth-like? I mean, it's Earth. It's actually Earth.
Okay. By the way, because I couldn't let it go because I'm just that way. Our poll was, we voted the ablative for the experiencer verbs. And so the example sentence was Lushun, which is why I couldn't find Lucy. Lushun linya ime, which is literally I saw from the rabbit. So the rabbit's giving off this thing and I saw it. So that's
I knew it was somewhere. Sentence. But we just didn't. Didn't I write that though somewhere? I'm just shocked I didn't write that.
It is not in this document. Lushun is not in this document.
Oh, the preposition?
Oh, that's the form. Lin, yeah.
The preposition isn't in here. I didn't add that one.
Well, we have it as away from, but we don't have it listed. Other than, again, just randomly mentioned on page 30, which is our page for that information that is not clearly laid out. But I also know the episode where we must have done that, so I seriously may just end up rewatching that episode.
Okay. So the thing is, if you're curious, that doesn't necessarily kill these forms. They could just be derived forms that get another use. And so to be more active. So, you know, Kailusu would mean to look at, Kalimes would mean to sniff, and Kayala would mean whatever that means, because I don't remember what Allah means. Do you remember?
No, that is a really great question that I'm going to see if it's in the dictionary.
We don't. It's not in the dictionary.
No. Is it at the bottom of that one chart? No. It's cool. It's cool.
Yep. Okay.
I didn't need to know that.
And in that case, I hate to do this, but if that's the case, we gotta undo everything we just did. Because, like, this is no longer scent, it's smelling. You know what I mean? Oh.
It's the act of smelling.
Yeah.
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 But no, we would need scent, not smell, for this particular, for the sphere of the suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing like working hard on a great example only to find out, no. Try again.
Yeah. Okay. No, EMS is not scent anymore. It doesn't. It means to smell, to sense via smell.
Okay, so Mike says we did zero derive sight from our verb to see. Could we derive scent from this verb, i.e. the place of smelling something?
Yeah, it would be the place of smelling, the place of smelling something, but that it's a little weird, I think. Because like sight, we really wanted the seeing of it, Whereas this, it's not. Well, smelling of it. It's a little
I
strange.
know we didn't achieve something, but my brain now needs a Copico, and I've had plenty of regular water to wash out the lime taste. Wow. Wow. Cool. Cool.
What happened?
What?
Oh, never mind. I misperceived. I misperceived.
Did you think that I froze?
No, I thought that something was wrong with your Copico. And that would have just
Oh,
been heartbreaking.
no. I'm just like, cool. Like, trying to think. My brain is spinning how to talk about where in terms of place if we're not going to use scent, or whether we should keep scent, that idea, and just make up a new word for it.
So it's like if we just stuck with what we had, it would mean at what smelling place did the rabbit eat the
And that
grass?
seems bizarre because it's not that you're that makes it to me sound like it's a place where you specifically go to try to smell something, not a smell is emanating from this place.
In this case, I would almost be okay with coming up with a new route, with the idea that the sensation of smelling something is, in this case, separate from an actual scent or odor.
Logan says that rabbits are much more smell oriented than sight oriented, which to me suggests that they would actually have two completely separate verbs for smelling. Or not verbs necessarily, but no, verbs like giving off a scent versus like you're smelling. I don't know. It's just me.
And here is my recommendation.
I'm excited to hear it.
This will make it so that we have to change the fewest things.
The Copico is delicious, by the way.
Excellent. So I believe I'm gonna double check. Yeah, unus. And stress unus. And then our word would become nufwo. What do you think?
I like that. Where did the deuce come from?
That's our new route for scent.
I like Nufo.
Nufwo. All right. By the way, at some point in time, not here, but I can talk for. I had a wonderful conversation with somebody who's trying to develop a different method, a different terminology. They were saying a different language, but really it'd be a different terminology for smell. That would be something akin to what we have for color. All right. This is probably good for a basic word. And then if we have other words, they could be specific types. I think. So this will become Nufwo, where they're at. And then this word in this table would become unus. We still don't have anything for this, by the way. This is still that's Veda. That's Veda. That's not Angala right there. Wang for house. And then we need a noun. Something like, and this, it'll take T as its plural. Writing this down. So we have oh, I see what I did. It's interesting. Doesn't make etymological sense, but it's interesting nonetheless. Noose. And then this just gets T.
Remind me to ask you a question. I'm jotting it down too.
Let's go ahead and write this. Okay. Okay. Yes. Next question.
Okay. So in that red chart, which I know that we haven't really, it was just there as an example, and we really only put in those 3 example words, the kalusi, kayalu, and kalimes.
Oh, I did.
Do we need, would we get that KAL form if there's not a high vowel after it? Or would we get kayunos?
No, I'm pretty sure it's going to be kalunus. Because the word is kali, right? It's not that the L is vocalizing, it's getting deleted. But you're saying, like, would it be kalyunus?
Well, I'm trying to figure out why it's kayalu to the left of it, like why that turned into a Y.
Because it became kalyalu.
But don't we have the LY in other
right.
places?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The L only occurs when it's something that begins with an I, so we need another example.
Okay.
We need another example now and there, but that's fine. We can leave that one there, and we can replace Wong with some noun that begins with an I.
Okay.
Which should be easy to do. Easy. There you go.
Oh, did you already find one?
Yeah, easy, Flea. Or easy. There we go. And then Kalitzi. Perfect. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Good.
Got my question done.
Okay. So, 13 minutes left, and we're at what time? Oh, that's funny. Oh no, wait. We do have when right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I have an idea, potentially, for a poll, but I would want it to be a poll with options. So I think we could narrow down potentially options here.
Sure.
Because if we do want to have some sort of when being what time, we do need to consider their most important features of whatever they may consider days or whatever, like whatever their concept of time is.
Okay.
And I feel like it would be best if we had like some options, not for the larger senses of time. So not necessarily for like, will they have weeks and how many days in a week? Because why do we have weeks? It really doesn't make sense when you think about it anyway. But not necessarily that big, but just thinking like, would they base a day, or would they be more likely to say sun's up, sun is down, and have two different words for that? Like that kind of thing. What do you think?
I certainly like the idea. I think we need to figure out exactly how to say it
Uh-huh.
so that it's put into a poll. And since I'm usually the one
Mm-hmm.
that does the polls, I would
I know. I just make these
appreciate
big ideas.
your help in that
I just
regard.
make big ideas, and I'm like, David, take care of it.
Oh man.
No, no, no. We can do this. I can do this. Do we want to hammer out ideas now, or do you just want me to go rogue and create a poll and you're stuck with what I create?
I mean, or send me like a written explanation or something, and then give me some examples, some more examples, and then I think that would help.
Okay.
Because I definitely am down with the idea. We might also talk about how they're um, how they discuss time metaphorically. You know, are they actively moving through time? Are they passively experiencing the passage of time, and in which direction? Is it going towards them? Is it going away from them? Is it going from top to bottom, bottom to top, and so on? They hop.
That is the metaphor of time right there.
They hop,
Up,
and
down, up, down.
there is that, but also like they have the whole thing about the moon, the sun, and the stars, and then the earth in the center. It's almost like time starts from the top and goes down, but then they can hop up into it if they choose, or dig down away from it if they are able.
This is getting real deep.
Mm-hmm.
So
Get
now
it?
the poll
Get
has
it?
shifted a bit, not
Deep?
just to say what are they concerned about measuring in terms of time, but really is now what metaphor are we going to use for time?
But you know what deep means, don't you?
They dug a really big hole.
No, it means old.
Oh,
Yeah.
if we do the down thing, sure.
Because new time comes from the top, old time is at the bottom. You can't dig into the past. Of course, we do have the river though, and the river goes perpendicular to time.
And so would that be the present?
I don't know. This is going to be hard to conceptualize.
Okay. I'll figure out how to do that. So patrons, your poll at some point in the nearish future will be posted, and it will have something to do with time, or if all of my efforts to put it into words fail miserably, you'll be surprised. There will be a poll.
Nice. All right. So with the time we have left, let's take care of at least one low hanging item here, which is this one right here, which can do this very easily, because it must exist, and it's not what did the rabbit eat? The rabbit ate. Which grass? Which grass did the rabbit eat?
Oh, and could it just be like a freestanding fouet? To be like,
I think so. I think so.
I like that. Mm-hmm. That makes me happy.
Splendid. Oh, yeah, we haven't gotten into the whole lot versus non-lot thing. That's something I need to look into to figure out exactly how it would work. Um, as I recall, because I did look into it once, but I didn't write it down or kind of like go into it. But as I recall, like any type, like a lop-eared rabbit isn't a type of rabbit. It's just any rabbit can be lop. It depends on. It's just it's something akin to red hair, I think. I don't know. It's something like that, I think. Anyway, I got to look into it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so what time we're leaving that aside, and then the next one, oh, whose? That's just going to be. We can do that because it's just standard possession with who.
Yeah. And do you want to do 2 examples?
We might have to do 4.
Okay, because I was going to say with alienable and inalienable.
Yes, but it's going to be also rabbit versus non-rabbit.
Yeah, because you're going to have a different word there, yeah.
Okay, so whose mother ate the grass?
Okay, yeah.
And then how do we do that?
For inalienable,
because that
we would put mother there.
Because that is inalienable, isn't it? Ada.
Right. It's gonna be Ada Ine would be like rabbit's mother. So Ada would come first.
Yes. Okay. Got it. Oh, I know what we can do. Hold on, we're just gonna do this. Text bullets, no. There we go. That makes it clearer, doesn't it? You'll see what I mean. Okay.
And it's gonna be clear.
Yeah. Okay, so because we don't need to do who's 1, who's 2, and so on. We just need to do this.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then who's on Earth's? Yeah, I know.
Who's on Earth? What are we gonna be asking? Are we gonna be asking mother there? Like, who's on Earth's mother?
Yeah, ate the grass.
Yeah, sure. So non-rabbit, that's cool.
Because they're gonna look at that eating grass, they're gonna know it was somebody's mother that did it, and they want to know who, because that was their grass, and anybody could eat it except for somebody's mother, for some reason.
Need that to happen. Okay, so and then if you wanted to do examples with alienable possessions, we would just have in front of the mevwe or jempe.
Okay, so then I'd like to do something that isn't
Whose grass did the rabbit eat? Oh, wait, they grow things, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, what would they grow in terms of not just eating it wildly, but, like, would they grow cabbage, for instance?
Oh, but what about sassafras?
Obviously. Let's do
Except it's the word,
sassafras.
or is the word that we have for sassafras tree?
Oh, because sassafras is just idzalis. But is that the whole tree? I think that's the whole tree, isn't it? And then we were gonna.
Okay, what did we have for
modify it?
What did we have for cabbage? Fika.
Yeah.
Cabbage.
Yeah, fika for cabbage.
Okay, so who's cabbage leaves?
Yeah, idzalis is the whole sassafras tree.
Okay. So then.
And you would want to use probably mhika, the plural, because plural
Mhika.
is ahead of cabbage.
Yes, mhika. And then a mevwe, except it's mevwe, not mevwe. Okay. Here's cabbage. Did the rabbit eat? Yes?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's...
Who's on earth? Cabbage. Did the rabbit eat? That is good.
And this is... I did the wrong ones. I hate it when I do that.
What? Oh, down below it's the wrong ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what happened.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I do that all the time. Uh-oh. Hold on. I've got it. I think I've got
I was
it.
going to say on the top of page 25, that got copied over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Whose cabbage did the rabbit eat? Okay, yeah, that's whose cabbage. Rabbit ate. Yes, good. And so then, this one is Jemhe. Yeah?
Yeah, that one would be that one, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ugh.
Well, you totally got this.
Yeah. Beavers are river rabbits.
That's cool.
Kind of like that idea. Okay, we don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Let's just get rid of some stuff. I don't need this. Okay, we don't need that. Oops. We don't need this anymore. Well, yeah, no, we don't need this. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for right now.
That moment of do we delete and forget why we have certain words.
And then, of course, yeah, we need to add the prepositions to this document, or all the prepositions. I remember I didn't because it's like, those are compound prepositions. I don't want to write them. And then I didn't, and then here we are.
Yay! Things happen. Things happen.
Okay, but I think we made some good headway, and yeah, it'll be fun to talk about time this week on the Patreon. That'll be good. Okay.
It's gonna be epic. In fact, this poll, epic.
Fantastic. Okay, so good. Anyway, then we will sign off until next week.
Yes.
I leave it to Jessie to give us, to empty the contents of her heart to us.
The contents of my heart are, everyone, please stay safe, mask up, stay grammar.
Woo! All right. Waiting for your eyebrows.
To do the race.
Yeah. Or did I?
There we go.
All right. Okay, yeah, that's probably... Yes, okay, they're saying... Okay, good. Bye, everybody.